Hey, good morning, Choice Residential. Hope your day's off to a wonderful start. Today, I want to talk about a specific part of the offer to purchase that you need to pay attention to when you are a listing agent, and even as a buyer's agent, to make sure we're aware of what the implications are. And specifically, we're talking about the residential property disclosure and the mineral oil gas rights disclosure, and whether they have been received by the buyer prior to or at the time that they're making the offer. So if you look with me here on page 7 of the offer to purchase, you have this section that hopefully you're familiar with on where you're checking if the buyer has received copies of these disclosures, or the second option, which is that they have not received copies of these disclosures prior to making their offer. Now, if they have this second box checked, then what that does is it grants them, if you look right here, 3 days, the end of the third calendar day following the receipt of the disclosure statement, or the end of the third calendar day following the effective date, so the effective date of the contract being signed. If the buyer decides to back out during that 3-day window, then they would get their due diligence fee back. So you want to be aware of that as a listing agent, that if you receive an offer that has this second option checked, then before agreeing to a contract, you need to get them copies of the disclosures, and you need to have them change the offer to reflect that the buyer has already received those disclosures. So don't let that slide by, because that might put your seller in a situation where 3 days later, the buyer decides to terminate the contract. And certainly that could happen in this kind of a market where another house could come on that they like even better. They rush to make an offer on that, it gets accepted, and now they have this easy out of your contract where they're going to get their due diligence feedback. So make sure you're paying particular attention here. Page 7, the property disclosure, the MOG disclosure. Make sure we're getting that first box checked on both of these items as a listing agent before you're allowing or having your seller to sign and make an executed contract. If you have any questions about this or anything else, you know how to reach me. I'm happy to help. And until next time, take care.